What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's King Dio, and today we're not gonna be eating no food today for this video, because I just want to talk about my past, 4 days, and I want to also, just kind of, apologize for the lack of content. Um, I definitely was originally planning for there to be, what I'm saying, at least 2 or 3 videos made, while Jasmine was down here. And you know, it didn't get to happen. But um yeah, but it was definitely quite the experience. I've never done anything like this before. I would say definitely right now so far the biggest up, not just for this year, but in my entire life, I would say, is being able to meet Jasmine and to be able to create, you know, a bond and a level of trust and love and commitment for each other well before we even seen each other. Because a lot of people, they don't think, they don't think that, this is real. They don't think that two people can make it work long distance. And, there's a slew of things that I could choose to say to those kind of people, but just to keep it very short, sweet, and friendly, you just got to eat your words when a lot of people prove you wrong, because like I said, I've been stuck in like a long distance hole, but it's been a long distance where it's been a long distance, where I'm talking to people on a different side of the world. So different time zones, all that kind of stuff. So it's way harder to get there. It's way more expensive and so much stuff. But with this, it's long distance, but we're on the same side of the continent to where we have the same time zones. So if it's like 11:30 for me, it's 11:30 for her, and so on and so forth. But meeting her is just very special, and you know, we met like I know y'all wanted to do a how we met, and I wanted to do it, but she because like today was our last day, not last day, but like our last moments together was today. So we couldn't be able to do it because we the hotel and all that kind of stuff was whatever, and she didn't want to look any kind of way. She wanted to look very you know beautiful, and I'm not gonna say beautiful, I'm gonna say presentable, I guess. Which if you ask me, she looks good all the time. Bonnet, no bonnet. If she's wearing sweats and a baggy hoodie, or if she's wearing a dress, it doesn't matter to me, because I'm looking beyond just that. Because like I said, I know how good she can look when when she's putting herself in that mode, but I also know just how amazing she looks without all that stuff. So you know, but I understand it because it's different between, what I'm saying, me and then people on the internet or whatever. So I get it, but we'll do a how we met video, you know, when she comes back. We're planning, February for like Valentine's Day or something. So hopefully that happens. But I don't want to try to ramble too long with this video. Like I said, it's not an eating video and everything, but I just really want to say that, what I'm saying, this video is definitely, what I'm saying, just dedicated to her, and it's definitely a video that I just kind of want to put out there to just express my love for her. Like, we had fun, She got to meet the family for Thanksgiving that was planned. Um, it may not have been 100% as planned and everything, but it still went well enough. And Like I can't brag enough about her. Like she's just so amazing, bro. Like to even take the time to, you know, want to see something special and something because see that was the problem that I was having with a lot of women that dating here and stuff is that a lot of them they're just too judgmental. They're just too fixated on, oh, you being this or you having that or you packing that or you going here, you're doing that, you're driving this, and not paying attention to the most important thing about a person, which is them, right? Like their personality, like how they carry themselves, how they treat others. That's the stuff that's important. And just the fact that a lot of them don't do that, but she does, right? She like on TikTok. Just happened to see some of my videos, liking them, leaving comments and things like that, kind of like low key flirting and stuff like that. But it's just amazing, bro. Like she's just so amazing. Like she's very, beautiful. She's very sweet and loving and kind. She's funny and fun, you know, and she's a very passionate woman. I'll say this. I love a woman who is very soft and feminine. I don't want a masculine woman. I don't want a woman that punches bricks and things like that. I want a woman that's very soft and loving. You look at her from any angle, from any perspective or whatever, and you see, you see that softness and that femininity in her. She means so much to me, and I hope that y'all, a lot of people was saying a lot of positive things, what I'm saying, about the video with her and everything. And I'm very grateful for that. And I've posted some things on YouTube as well as Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's been very, very positive. And like I said, I love and appreciate all y'all for that, especially the, what I'm saying, the day ones and the, the ride or die ones, what I'm saying? Because when I tell you I really love her, I really love her. And like she just means the universe to me, and there's so much more that I want to be able to do and experience with her. So couldn't really do too much in terms of like really touring the city and doing stuff like that and everything. But next time when she comes, we definitely have to do a little bit more of that. But like I said, just spending time with her, just being out of my comfort zone, doing things that I didn't normally ever really do. Like I never actually, what I'm saying, went on a date with a woman before. You know, get a hotel room and stay with that person for, what I'm saying, days or whatever before, and all that kind of like it just, like it's such an experience. It's so surreal because like I already knew that she gave off the aura from the beginning that this was different from like my previous endeavors because for one, she was American. Two, what I'm saying, she works she works her ass off, right? So everything that she does, everything that she goes after and things like that, she does it because she earns it because she works her ass off. She does what she got to do to make sure everything is taken care of, and she's able to build that space and everything to be able to have fun and stuff like that. A lot of men are afraid of independent women. I was one of them. She's independent, but she still wants to be able to be loved and spoiled and treated right and things like that. So she's independent, but she's still a woman who wants and needs her man, you know? And that's one of the things that attracts me to her so much is that, you know, she's not the kind of independent woman who just feel like she can do any and everything all by herself. She don't need no man and all the other kind of stuff. Because even if you are independent, you can make your own money, which everybody, male or female, should be. It shouldn't be, oh, I'm gonna be a female who's just gonna be a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home girlfriend and everything, and my man's doing all the work, he's making all the money, paying the bills and stuff. Because what happens when What happens when y'all fight or something happens and then he kicks you out and stuff. That's it. Everything you have is because of him. You have nothing on your own. You can't stand on your own 2 feet. So you're done, right? And nobody can blame you because you've given him that kind of power. Women should not give men that kind of power. People should not give other people that kind of power in general, right? So it's definitely better to get out of that BS and be more into like a 50-50 kind of like relationship or even if it's not necessarily 50-50 where you can stand on your own. So if something like that was to happen, you still got your own money, your own, capabilities and things so you can bounce back and still survive without a man. You see what I'm saying? But you got to still be able to understand that you can be that kind of woman who can be, independent, do her own thing, not need a man, nothing, what I'm saying, as far as like financial stuff like that, but you still want to be loved. You still want to be held. You still want to be pampered to emotionally and intimately and stuff like that, mentally and stuff like that. So she's that kind of woman. And like I said, it's unlike any that I've ever known or I've ever tried to pursue, if I'm being honest. A lot of my failed relationships, I'd have to blame myself mostly for just the poor choice of who was I chose. But I kind of believe that you can't really blame a person for kind of loving who he loves or whatever. But you know, that's all the past. It just is what it is, and it's not to disrespect no these women or nothing like that. It just is what it is. But the important thing is that God brought someone very meaningful to me, very lovely and just overall amazing. And when I tell you it was a lot, bro, like to say to say that we were all up on each other the 4 days she was here, bro, it was a lot of like emotional moments going on, a lot of crying and stuff like that because it's like as the hours go by and the days go by to the eventual day, which is the day where, her vacation is over, so she has to, get back on a flight, go back home. You're sad and you're understanding that your time is very short. So I understand it, right? Because like I said, I was caught in the moments just like she was. But while there was a lot of like crying and stuff like that, it was a lot of happiness too. It was a lot of laughs. It was a lot of just fun and love and stuff like that, like had a great time. And I definitely plan on obviously doing a lot more videos with her. Um, as far as like, I definitely want to do a couples channel. I definitely do. I've always wanted to do a couples channel, and she's someone who's kind of into like the social media type of like thing too, to where she's definitely looking for that too. So it works to where, she, it works to where, it's something that we can do together. And then also, so that would basically be the third channel because I still want to launch my second channel, which would be basically a talking channel. It'll be these kind of conversations and things, um, you know, for the most part, what I'm saying? Talking about past experiences with failed relationships and talking about, you know, just like positive things, just like mostly whatever comes in my mind, as long as it's in a similar type of like category, I guess you could say. But you'll definitely be seeing more Jay. Like I say, I'm mad at myself for not, being better prepared for this and kind of having more videos and stuff planned. Because we were supposed to eat like Chinese food for one of the videos. Pizza more than likely was going to be one of them, if not probably like Wingstop or something. And then who knows what a third one would have been, but it didn't turn out that way. We got Shake Shack, and for those of y'all who saw the video, Shake Shack was good, but it was just, I don't know. And then like I said, the lighting, because how we were sitting and things like that, it was perfect on her end, which I'm glad because the lighting was perfect on her. But me, it was like a little bit of the Twilight action going on, like the Hot Twins used to say. And I didn't realize that the the windows had the dark shade curtains or whatever you call it. If I would have known that and caught that, I would have obviously. But it was still a great video. Like I said, everybody was so positive and everything, saying, "Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? I love y'all energy and how y'all all smiles and laughs." I love love too. I don't know about y'all, but I love love too. Not just black love, but just love when two people love each other and they can just express it and be happy. You know, there's no need for negativity. There's no need to be hateful and be so judgmental, especially about people that you don't even know. Like it's not that serious. Like if you're happy, I'm very happy that you're happy for me. If you're not, then it's like whatever. Like keep it pushing, because I don't got time for the negativity. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, I'm just so happy, bro. Like I'm so happy. I'm so in love. I'm so connected, right? Because so I already knew it was real from the beginning, right? Obviously. But the moment when I really knew, okay, this is really happening, the day is finally come. Like that's what I mean when I say I knew it was real. Like the day is finally here, you know, was when I want to say I was asleep. She didn't call me that night, like what was originally planned, but she did eventually did call me, and she was at the airport. Now I think I answered the phone or something, and then I went back to sleep or something. I can't remember. But I remember seeing her, and then I woke up and I seen her again, and she was asleep, and she was just looking so beautiful, so adorable. I was like, oh my God, my swan. And then next thing you know, we was going through the days, and then before you know it, I'm rushing trying to get to the airport because the plan was that I was supposed to take my Uber to the airport just a good few minutes or so before she actually got off her plane or whatever. And we wanted to do the run to each other's arms thing and spin it around. We wanted to do all that. It just didn't turn out that way because I don't know. I guess I just wasn't timing myself right with everything, trying to give myself a fresh cut and trying to have my stuff packed because I basically damn packed basically my whole like wardrobe in terms of the stuff that I wear. And so, some of the stuff was stuff I never even got to wear. But yeah, because I had I wanted the Thanksgiving outfit shoes, which was my black forces, my black and white forces. I also had the my airport outfit, which was the white with the white forces and things like that. Then I had to have a date night outfit, which was date night was the red pants with the white forces and that blue shirt. I don't know. It was the blue shirt, but I could have sworn I had like another shirt that I had picked. But yeah, so finally, get on the Uber, you know what I'm saying? Make it to the airport. Uber driver was cool, you know what I'm saying? Made it to the airport. And, you know, I'm not the kind of person to be like, walking in and looking around and everything, because I don't know, it feels awkward for me doing it just like it feels awkward for the people who are caught in my vision of me looking around trying to find who I'm trying to find. So I text her, I'm like, babe, where you at? I'm here. She's like, I'm like on door 9 or something. So I turn around and look up like I'm at door 9. And I was confused. So then I look down again and everything. I'm like nervous and shit, like, bro, what the. And then next thing you know, I just see something like beautiful in the corner of my eye approaching me. And then I heard, say it to my face, because she liked to say it a lot, say it to my face. So I looked at her like, oh my God. So, we just hugged and everything. And obviously, because even though there's a lot of communication and talk and love being given to each other, you know what I'm saying, when everything's long distance, talking on phone, video chat, stuff like that, it's different once you come to person. So she was trying to act like she wasn't shy. I think we both was, because at the end of the day, it's like, yes, we know what we feel for each other, but we have to kind of get comfortable with seeing each other in person, because like that hours ago we were still distant, the phone. So to finally be in each other's presence was just like, oh my God, it's so amazing. So yeah, man. So, we sat down for a little bit and I actually was trying to low key get something to eat at the airport, but she wasn't really she wasn't really trying to do it. She was just trying to hurry up and get to the hotel. But we sat down for a little bit just to talk. We kind of, whatever. Then we got the Uber driver. He was damn cool. Like he was definitely cool. He was very talkative and everything. And oh man, you got you a good one there, fella. You better, say lock that down. You know how they be and everything. And I'm just all smiles, happy. And I'm not that I'm nervous. I may not have been like 100% relaxed as we would later be, but I'm still kind of like in shock that this actually happened. That cause like I believed her 100% that she was gonna come when she said she was gonna come, and when she was booking the flight, and when she was looking at hotels and everything, all that stuff was real. She showed me all that kind of stuff. She showed me the stuff with the flight and all that kind of stuff, and not really so much for me as much as it was for like my mom and everybody else to know. Yeah, she's real. She's not a catfish and blah blah blah. She's serious about me. She's coming, and she was serious and she came and we just had the time of our lives. And Thanksgiving was great. You know what I'm saying? My uncle hosted it, and he my uncle does his thing. My youngest uncle, which I'm old, we're the same age, but I'm older than him by like 3 or so months. So, but he did a Thanksgiving thing. They had the house decked out with a very Thanksgiving like you know, ceremonial type of like, I guess you could say type of eat. Like imagine like going to like a school or something, they do something nice for like Thanksgiving. They got the tables all decorated with the little cloth and all that kind of stuff and got the nice little plates with the little you see what I'm saying? So um yeah, Thanksgiving was nice. The meal was great. I didn't eat a lot because it was a lot of people there, right? So there was a lot of people who had to eat. So I wasn't gonna be my normal self where oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Cause like normally what we do is we would usually do it at my auntie's house, my oldest auntie house, my youngest auntie house, or my oldest uncle house. Youngest uncle wanted to host this year also because it was also for him to be able to propose to his girlfriend and everything, and that was very beautiful how he did that. Very awesome, very awesome. So it was just a really amazing time. She enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the food. We just enjoyed the time. She looked very amazing. We didn't take we didn't take no pictures that day, and I'm upset about that because you know we kept saying, you know what I'm saying. Every day we kept talking. We gotta make sure we take a lot of pictures. You know what I'm saying, like hundreds of pictures. Like our phone should be like full of pictures of each other and stuff like that. And we took pictures. We took like I'll say an okay amount, right? I'm not gonna say it was a good amount or a great amount. It was an okay amount. Because most of the time, if I'm being honest, most of it was really just us just loving on each other. It was us talking and her, us like bond, like us like revisiting conversations we already had to talk to each other in person about things and just continuing to like build that trust and stuff with each other. And yeah, like I said, we just really were just loving on each other mostly than anything. And it's like the best feeling you probably ever could feel because it's like you know you be single for so long, or you're dating but you're still technically single for so long, that you're not able to like fully live and experience love the way it's supposed to be experienced. And then I know a lot of people's idea was, oh, here we go again. She's still long distance. Yeah, she may not be in Africa anymore, but it's still long distance. But she came to show that she was serious, right? And obviously you know what I'm saying, I gotta eventually, you know what I'm saying, get out of my fears of heights and flying and things like that. So I can come see her and everything in Minnesota and stuff like that. Because they got the biggest mall, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So like I said, and because she's definitely the, oh, we're gonna go out, we're gonna live life, we're gonna experience things. You know, I'm more of a stay at home type of guy. So she kind of, you know, kind of kept things a little bit reserved, I guess you could say, because she just wanted to just be with me, just for us to be in each other's presence, to be in each other's arms, and things like that. And I definitely appreciate her for that. She still managed to obviously kind of get me out of my comfort zone with a lot of stuff. But I know when I go to see her, is gonna be that times 11, because I'm in her world. There's no, oh, we're just gonna stay at the house all day. Like, so I can't say I'm ready for that. I'm ready to spend time with her some more, obviously, right? And I'm definitely eager to meet her friend. 'Cause like I said, I put pressure on her to not just meet me in person and everything and spend time together, but to meet my family. And there was a lot of us. You know, half of the people at my uncle's house was more on his side, so we didn't really know them. My group, like, you know, was in the corner, and it was, you know, but it still kind of worked out. I want to introduce her to my dad, my stepmom, and my baby sister next time when she comes. Hopefully, that'll work out. Got to do a double date with my brother, my brother cousin, as I call him, because he's my cousin by birth, but we're brothers, right? And his fiance, and it was fun, bro. Like, oh my god, she came to McDonald's, she came to Walmart, my job and everything, so that we could, you know, eat lunch together on my lunch break. McDonald's right there, because I was trying to tell, because we be craving McDonald's a lot, and sometimes she said that, you know, her McDonald's don't be kind of really be hitting like that. But I was like, man, the McDonald's by my job is more on point than anything. So I definitely like to be able to give you that chance, and because I like to get my triple cheese, and you know how I like to get my burgers, just mayo, onions, and pickle, and or barbecue sauce if that's an option. You know, no ketchup or mustard, whatever. That's how I get my quarter pounders and my double cheeseburger, triple cheeseburgers from McDonald's. So she got to try that, and she loved it. She loved it, you know, and I loved it too, you know. But we just had so much fun, and I like we be missing each other when we be right there in each other's face, like. And like I said, it's because we knew that this was eventually going to go back to us being apart from each other. You know, we have to go days, we have to go minutes, days, weeks, hours, all that stuff, not with each other. And like the 2 days that I worked when she was here, like the ability to be able to go to work and be able to get off work knowing that there was somebody waiting for me at home. I mean, no, not home, but that hotel damn near was like home. It was just so amazing, right? I would recommend anybody who comes to visit New Orleans, even if you're coming to visit like the West Bank where I live at, you know what I'm saying, Gretna, Harvey, all that kind of stuff. The It's the only one I've been at, but the Trouble Door, for example, that's the one we were at. That's definitely one that I feel like anybody who's visiting from out of town, whatever, should go to, because it's amazing. It's amazing, you know. And we were on the 14th floor, you know, had amazing views. All for her, because I didn't really care about that stuff. But once we had to book the second flight, I mean the second hotel, because they wouldn't let her extend her stay. Otherwise, we would have stayed there for the full. And I wish we did, because that second one was. And I feel bad because that was more of my request, because it was closer to my job and all that kind of stuff. But that needed to happen, because I needed to know that I actually don't want to be in a piece of shit like that. I don't. I don't. You know, and she doesn't deserve to be in a piece of shit like that. She works too hard, you know, to give herself a better sense of freedom and more of a life where she can kind of live in a bit of luxury. You know, not rich by no means, but, you know what I'm saying, working a career and able to kind of have a better life than most people who probably can't, you know. So I'll definitely take that one on the chin because I'm not putting I'm no, I'm not doing that, you know. I'm not. I have too much love and respect for her to allow that to happen again. You know, I mean, she has too much love and respect for herself to let that happen again. But I'm just saying, as her man, that's not happening. You know, that's not happening. So I'm not where I want or need to be, obviously, to be able to, you know, give her the world that I want to give her, just like she's giving me the world. But when I get there, definitely know that I'm giving her the world because she's giving me the world. I mean, it was her vacation, and she was doing she was spoiling me and stuff, you know. But that's just the kind of woman she is. She's the kind of woman that's all about loving her man and showing her man, you know, that his worth and how important and special he is to her and everything. And, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of women who, you know, have that kind of love and that kind of power and ability to be able to give that kind of love. And so many stories I've heard from different people I've talked to or whatever, that they wasted their time. That the men that they were with, that they was giving that kind of love to, was not worth it because they was not returning it. They was not grateful for those type of things and nothing. You know, I'm extremely grateful. I beat myself up probably a bit too much because I'm too busy focused on, you know, not being able to just like quickly reciprocate that for her. But I have confidence and faith that I can get there and I'll be able to do the same for her because I really want to, you know, like, but yeah, I think this video went on long enough, but yeah, man, I love her, you know. Jasmine, when you see this, you know I love you. You're my swan, you know. My pumpkin, my twinkle toes, and my button nose, you know. She's my world. She's my love, you know. Like I said, I can't wait to see her again for Valentine's Day, and that'll be another hell of an experience because that'll be my first Valentine's Day, not only in a relationship, but be able to spend that time with her. I didn't get her flowers this time because certain things with like the Ubers and the hotels and everything that made me not understand if I would be able to and things like that. But for Valentine's Day, because that's definitely like the holiday for that stuff the most, best believe, best believe, right? Best believe. Even if she can't bring it with her, obviously, for the time that she's here, those flowers will be in her presence. But I love her. I hope y'all can come to love her too because, you know what I'm saying, she's part of the family now. And, you know, I just pray and hope that God keeps us together. And I love y'all too. You know, y'all have been amazing. A lot of y'all have been very positive, supportive. I love y'all so much. And I'm sorry for the lack of content because all this was for her to come here and for us to be able to spend time together. And I still could have definitely made more videos, especially with her. That was the point. And I didn't really deliver on that. And even she was saying, "Oh, we got to give the family what they want and everything." So, y'all forgive me. I'm gonna definitely do better on her next visit. But I love y'all. That's gonna be it for this video. Peace out. Y'all see the necklace? Handsome. It says handsome. You probably can't see it, but it says handsome. She made this for me, and she was wearing it the whole time. I don't know why she was wearing it, cause I always thought it was kind of crazy that she got a necklace for me, but she was wearing it. But whatever. But she gave it to me, you know, before she left, obviously. So yeah, I'm gonna wear this every day with this one. She got the gold one to match with this one. So yeah. But yeah. Peace out.